Then how can these law firms effectively mitigate that rapid pace of this technological chain and address that technological fatigue that we've talked about a little bit so far?
I think it starts with an open conversation with team members. So often we're so busy working in the practice, just as we've all said throughout this conversation, we're not working on
Hmm.
the practice. And so I think having an intentional, even if it's just 30 minutes a week, same time routine, and my personal favorite, bring in food, bring in conversation, have a team lead coming in there. I find most of my team, if I more a virtual company, when I pay to have lunch come in, that gets a lot of people really excited about the lunch meeting. But that's especially that comment there about culture change and how it impacts the culture. We don't want to have siphons or different groups or different collaboratives coming in into practice, people who hate the technology, people who love it, people who are on the fence, because that's when the gossip train starts. That's when we have that kind of pushback, push and pull. So I think having that transparent communication and asking for candid feedback, especially if you're doing a free trial or a new tool, asking, do we love this? Do we hate this? Are we meh about it? And then ultimately, how is it going to make everyone's life easier and make us a lot more, for lack of a better statement, a lot more money and a lot more able to advocate for our clients the way we want to.
Yeah, most people want to do better work. Most people want to feel pride in the work that they're doing. So when you show them a task that they did for the last 20 years or 10 years, and you show them the benefit that that can bring them in their individual space, that's where you're going to get buy-in. And it does require the thought leader or the project leader to really spend individual time with everybody, especially if you're sensing a resistance or growing faction, and just spend the time with those individuals and say, this is how this is benefiting you. And listen, I've seen it, I've done it. I've had to let people go who wouldn't use our tools, who would not buy into our culture of running a better business. And you have to be prepared that maybe that's necessary too. So it can be tough, but it starts at the top for sure.
I think maybe also if you're going from zero to technology and automation, to make sure your employees know that it's not there to replace them. It's there to make their jobs easier for them, so they're more effective, so they can feel better about what they're doing. You still need them there, and they're still needed. You're not replacing them, but you're trying to give them the tools to make their life and their work life easier.
Yeah, I think that's a great answer, Scott. And I see someone typing in here. The problem is in our firm is at the top is the resistance.
Yeah,
Something
I
we
mean, I
perhaps
spent a lot of
need.
time today talking about that, and I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but I would say that it's perhaps one of the biggest barriers to a firm getting out of its own way and growing out of its own way.